You're listening to the Money Monopolizers podcast, helping you take control of your financial destiny. It's about time that we invest more in our financial literacy and work towards building generational wealth. If you think you're ready to do the same, then you've come to the right place. Alex, Marlon, y'all ready? Let's get this bread.
What's good, everybody? It's Alex Comunio here, and we are back with episode 29 of the Money Monopolizers podcast. And I'm here with my co-host, Marlon Walls. Marlon, how you doing today, bro?
Tired. Nah, bro, I'm doing good, but yeah, you know, this semester is going on now, so classwork, research, all the above, all trying to find more deals, everything. Just a lot going on, but I'm honestly excited for this year more than anything else. Like, we're gonna just keep on grinding through because I know this all gonna pay off eventually. How about you, bro?
Yeah, this has been a long year, or a long month. I don't know why it just feels so long. I just think so much crazy stuff has been happening. You know, everything with business is going fine and all that is good, but you know, the craziest thing that happened, as everybody knows, this past Sunday we lost a legend, an icon, someone that was, for me personally, like my greatest role model. Yeah, if one of my greatest role models, if not the greatest role model for me personally. Obviously, we're talking about Kobe Bryant. That was a tragic event. You know, super dejected by that for the past couple of days. But you know, it's life. Unfortunately, it's life. Those are the kind of things that just come with it. It's just, you gotta keep having faith and can't really question why these things happen, but it's super sad. I mean, Kobe, I think I just want to take the beginning of this episode just to kind of talk about it just for a minute. I think, for me, Kobe, he personified immortality for me, and that when this whole thing happened, it was like, dang, you don't think that these kind of things can happen to someone like Kobe. Like, something this tragic can happen to someone that is like, he defies the odds so many times, and he's just such a resilient person, man. He's inspired me to do so much in my life. He's a big reason of why I am the person I am today, and also why I'm in the position I'm in today. He's inspired me to do a lot of that simply through primarily just through mindset, right? And the power of the mind, and adaptation to circumstances, and just getting through whatever it is. Mamba mentality, as we call it over here. But it's just something that just happened, and we gotta move on, because that's what he would want. I know definitely he would want everybody to just pursue and just continue to work relentlessly. And so I know for me, that's one way I'm gonna choose to carry on his legacy, is just work. And I promise this year, man, 2020 is, for everybody born in 1996, it's our Kobe year. So, it's only right that we work. And I know for me, I'm gonna pursue my goals with relentless fire all year long. Like, I promise I will not be outworked this year. I promise that will not happen. So for me to sit here and say, like, man, we got so much going on, it's honestly a blessing, like, to have all the things that we have going on, because having to work, because we were just talking about how hard it's been to keep up with work and the businesses and school for Marlon and all these things going on. And it's like, man, but you just gotta persevere, because through these things, this is where the greatness comes from. It's like through moments right here, right? There's beauty in the journey. The beauty, and that's something else Kobe taught me, that the beauty is in the journey, not in the destination. So through all this, we continue to persevere, and we continue to just work and work and work, and we know we're gonna get through it, and on the other side will be greatness. So that's really what I want to say. I know, Marlon, if you want to say something too, you can say something, but I just really want to say, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, the legend, and his daughter Gianna Bryant, and also all those other people that were on that helicopter. And prayers up to Vanessa and which is his wife, and Natalia, his other daughter, and Bianca and Capri, the newborn. Just his prayers to that whole family, because this is just a ridiculous tragedy that, it still doesn't feel real.
Yeah, I was just gonna start with that. Like, it's just feels so surreal to me. I know how real it is, but it's just like it hasn't even set in my mind that this is like a true thing that has happened, just because of the fact that like he was like a larger than life figure to me in some sorts. And I think that I just want to say I had the privilege of growing up with you like since junior high and watching how he affected your life more so than anybody. Like, this dude literally just loved Kobe Bryant. Like, you have no idea. Like, he became a fan of Lakers. Like, he's a true fan of the Lakers because he started off watching Kobe. This is like personifies who he like strives to be in life. It's like somebody who's working hard and works hard for everything that they get in life. It all comes through hard work and that relentless Mamba mentality. And man, just to see him go, it's like, that's like nothing I could even fathom. Like, I heard somebody say, if I had a list of 10,000 people that would die today, and you had Kobe on that list, he'd probably be on the bottom of the list, just because of the fact that you just can't even fathom him even. Like, that thought never crossed your mind, but it just goes to show how valuable life is, bro. And like how no day is promised. Like, people say all the time, tomorrow isn't promised, but man, that like really just brings it to light. Like, if he can go, he's the bottom of that list. I know for a fact, me, you, anybody, tomorrow is not promised. So you need to capitalize on every single moment and just like cherish life, like cherish people who are around you, because you just never know, man. And I just want to put up prayers just like you to his family. I just feel terrible for Vanessa, his daughters, and everybody. Like, it's hard to just come to grips with that this has really happened. But like you said, life is gonna move on. We gotta just instead of dwelling on it, especially for us, we need to just like capitalize on it. Like, what would he want us to do in this case is just like continue to work hard and pursue every goal and the opportunity that we have presented to us. So I think that's what we're gonna keep doing. We for sure, like you said, Kobe. I was like 1996. Oh yeah, 24. Like, dang. Yeah, this is the year, bro. We gotta really make it big this year, honestly. So that's where I'm at. I'm at the same mindset with you on that. So
yeah, bro. Hey man, that's all it is. So it's like, bro, if there is something to take from this, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, then we get into the episode. But if there is anything to take from this, it's like, bro, number one, you don't never know what's around the corner, and number two, like, every time, instead of letting this be like a downfall point in my life, I just take it as, a point where this is where you start living every day to the fullest. And this is like, you just use this as a reminder to apply that Mamba mentality to all aspects of your life. No matter what it is you're doing, apply that mentality. And, if we do that, we can really be like Kobe. So, yeah. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into this episode. We got another great episode for y'all today. So let's get into it.
I think about this, and what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there, the latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
Just what is this main artery of the information superhighway?
Every business, no matter how large, and no matter how small, will be on the internet in the year 2000. It's the primary way that people will look up information. It will replace the yellow pages as we know it today.
I'm afraid that if I subscribed to something like internet,
you would really be hooked.
I would get hooked and I would never, spend time with my family.
So yes, as y'all could tell, this is what from that, beautiful introduction by my man, Bill Gates. That's what we talking about. Today we are talking about primarily why, and then a little bit into how you should leverage the internet to make money. This is this is probably, of all the episodes that we do, this is one that's like, I'm gonna be real, we're planting the seed in y'all's head with this episode. We're not necessarily giving you like, do this, do A, B, C, X, Y, Z, this is exactly how you do this, whatever. We're planting the seed in your head, getting you into this mindset, because we're big on mindset. We always talk about mindset. Yeah, that's kind of what we want to get into. But I think, starting off, you got to understand the significance of the time period that we are in right now, right? A lot of, pundits and people like that will call this the fourth industrial revolution, the time we're literally in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution. Obviously, we had, the first industrial revolution, which was water and steam powered. And then we had the second industrial revolution, which was assembly lines and machinery. And then the third industrial revolution, which was really like electronics and computerization. And then now we have the fourth industrial revolution, which is where we are today. And this whenever you hear someone say fourth industrial revolution, we're talking about, the revolution that's going to literally alter our fundamental way of life. Right. And that's just literally like through everyday life, things are going to become, more automated and more network entwined, if you will, right? Because I don't know if y'all know, but something y'all are going to probably start hearing a lot in the next 10 years is something called IoT, which is Internet of Things. Internet of Things, real quick, I ain't going to get too technical into this, but Internet of Things is essentially, it's the fact of how objects, like literally, everyday objects are able to connect to networks, which allows them to talk or transfer data between users and customers to developers and also third-party companies, manufacturers, distributors. Literally, that's what that means. So, simply put, essentially, it's taking the human factor out of everything, right? So, think about like your fridge, right? Your fridge, a normal fridge that, that most people think of today is just a regular fridge where you go and, you put your food in, take your food out, whatever. But a fridge that has, as they might say today, a smart fridge is type of fridge that is, number one, connected to the internet, and it is able to literally transmit that data from inside of the fridge to say, hey, we might need more of this ingredient, or you're running out of this grocery item, to your phone, and literally transmit that data to the grocery store, where the grocery store, the fridge itself can order food for you from the grocery store and have that food delivered to your front door. So what does that mean? And it takes the human factor out of getting groceries, right? And so now you don't ever even have to be involved. All you do is, obviously pay for the groceries and stuff, but that's kind of what it is. And that's what we're moving towards. Everything is moving towards that, right? Because we're getting to a point where everything, we do is going to be able to be done remotely. Essentially, that's what we're already seeing now when we look at like, Netflix and Uber and Airbnb and all these kind of things. It's essentially, companies taking out human factor from their methodology of business. So that's kind of how that is. Every industry is going to be affected by AI, artificial intelligence, at some point. That's what we're moving to, and that's really a good thing, because it's creating equal access in a way. A lot of people will probably disagree, but it is creating equal access in a way, which is going to mean cost for everything is going to decrease. Transportation, manufacturing, production, all that cost is going to go down, because that means they don't have to pay anyone. So yeah. That because of that, that's going to literally open new markets for people, which of course is going to mean new ways to make money, right? So, if we look at, like, in a way, all your data is out there. Your personal data is out there on the internet, whether you want it to be or not. And so what that means in the future, and this is just an example, but like in the future, privacy is going to become a commodity, because now people are going to literally try to sell you your privacy back because you don't have it anymore. Once your information is out there, it's out there. And now, if you want to be off the grid, you're going to have to pay for that in the future. That people be able to commoditize privacy in a way. So I kind of think that's kind of where we're moving to. But, like I said, the phone, it essentially becomes an extension of you in a way. It's like we're becoming cyborgs, kind of, right? Because of that, because your phone is an extension, it essentially and we're gonna get into kind of, the bulk of this episode here in a little bit, but this is a good, I think, introduction to it. It's because your phone is an extension of you. It means like social media and mobile technology is literally at the forefront of this revolution, because with that, it literally, gives social media gives you the ability to connect with anyone all over the world. Anyone, anywhere in the world you can connect with, essentially, if they have access to internet, obviously, and also a phone or whatever. But that's essentially what it gives you the capability of doing. Before, you couldn't do that, right? And then, of course, with the advancement of mobile technology, 5G and all of that, it literally gives you access to information at your fingertips. And that is obviously unprecedented kind of stuff. So, this is what y'all gotta understand. Like, it became so, commonplace to just Google something or whatever, but that is amazing. You don't understand the capabilities of that.
Bro, I swear I got ideas just bouncing off my head right now, like thinking of different things you just said. But you're talking about Internet of Things and how everything is becoming remote and not requiring people. Like, I see this like happening literally at Purdue currently. We have these things called Starship Robots, where what you need to do, all you need to do is type in your phone, hey, I'm hungry, I want some food. So you order from a place and say, I want it to be delivered to me. You have the option for a Starship Robot to deliver it to you. So what does that mean? You don't need a driver no more to come deliver your food, because they have these mini robots that are patrolling around the campus and literally delivering your food. They be sitting at the crosswalks, like looking both ways, and then they go through the crosswalk. And then when they get to you, you use your app in order to like open them up and say, okay, I'll take my food. Then they actually talk to you and everything. Have a nice day. Here's your order, sir. I'm like, bro, it's crazy to like where we're moving to with technology nowadays. Like, they're removing the human factor from everything. You don't have to go to the place to get your food. You don't need anybody to bring you your food. A robot will do that for you. And that's like, you have to understand that this is the times that we're moving toward. And
wait,
it's just
real quick, I had a question. So if you like, because I mean, I seen them, but I never like seen it in person. If you like were to just like stop it, what would it do? Like, if you just hold it?
Oh no, it shoots you. No, I've seen somebody stop it before. I think it does say like, please move. Hey, please move. I'm trying to deliver food to somebody. No, it's crazy though. I think I've seen people like always try to interact with it, but it always be trying to avoid them. Like, hey, move. I'm trying to go. And then it does speak a lot though. If you're in this way, it does tell you like, move out my way. It's so
crazy.
It's crazy, like how the technology is just advancing like that. But also, like, you talking about our limitations on our outreach. Like, there is no limit on that. I was looking at analytics on our Instagram page, like seeing where our outreach is or who's in our audience. 2 of our top 5 countries that we have our followers from are from India and Australia. That's across the world, bro. It's crazy, like the amount of reach that we have and the capabilities that the internet provides for us. And it's just getting crazy. Like you said, fourth industrial revolution is only getting better from here.
Like I said, it's so commonplace that we just like kind of don't even think about the significance of it, because you just kind of take it for granted in a sense. And not to say like, I feel like we all do that in a way, just because it's literally like you expect it to be there. But the day it's gone, if it is ever gone, then that's when you'll feel it, unfortunately. But that's crazy. Like, that's the time period we're in. We gotta take advantage of this, right? We gotta be able to take advantage of it. And this, like, it's gonna this even like where we are today has created so many more opportunities and jobs for people. Like, I mean, you think of like freaking like a social media influencer, app developer, digital marketer, website designer. These weren't commonplace jobs 10 years ago. So, to see it now, it's like, bro, and that's like, we just like skimming the surface of where we're going. I mean, I talked about earlier about, commoditization of privacy. I mean, literally you'll probably be able to be a data broker here in the future, just literally, selling other people's data to companies, just because that's kind of where we're moving to. So and I think, that being said, I mean, we have all that upside. Obviously, there will be downside too. I think the biggest thing to, be aware of, and this is like for everybody to be aware of, regardless of, what position you're in life, is that the place we're moving to as a society and as a world is going to essentially mean that people are going to have more skills than before, right? Because what it's going to do is it's going to create a segregated job market, because you're going to see a lot of, high skill, high paying jobs, and then you're going to see a lot of low skill, low paying jobs, right? A lot of those intermediate and low jobs too will get taken, through IoT and automation. But that's kind of what it's doing. There's certain skills that like everybody needs to like learn if you want to be of some sort of, now I don't want to say value because that's kind of cynical, but if you want to have some sort of value to a company in the future, especially when we talk about coding and any really technology skill, those are kind of, especially coding is where everything is moving to when we look at AI and all that. So that's, bro, I mean, you got to get with it or you're gonna get left behind. So because the way I think of it is like, when I think of like the time period we're in, in order to put it in perspective, I just literally think back like 50 years, right? Think back ago like 50 years. Like, what if you went back 50 years and you told those people 50 years ago that in the future you'd have access to all the information in the world at your fingertips and you'd be able to connect with anyone in the world, what would these people what would they say? Like, these people would be like, oh shit, I'm finna be a millionaire. Like, that's what they will be thinking. Like, yo, you I can access all the information in the world and I can literally connect with anyone in the world. Like, those are literally two ingredients to success in terms of like, business and all those kind of things. Right. So it's literally like what the time period that we're in has literally added a dimension to the world, like a dimension of globalization. Like, everything that was before seen as like so far away and so like unreachable has literally become available to you on like literally within seconds. Anything around the world is available to you in a way. So it literally added a dimension into the world in that way, right? And I think the biggest thing that the access to information is available to almost everyone now. Like, that's probably one of the biggest things that has come from this. Like, literally, access to information is available to anyone. I mean, if you're listening to this, I'm primarily talking to like people that are listening to this, because I mean, obviously, if you're a third world country, those sort of unfortunate circumstances, then you don't have the same access, and I understand that. But if you are listening to this right now, you have the access to the information. So there's like literally no excuse not to know what it is you want to know. Like before there was maybe an excuse, but there isn't an excuse now.
Yep, I feel you. And like the more I think about it, this generation has the power to revolutionize the status quo American dream at that, because you know how the status quo is always like, okay, just get that safe, secure job, work till you're 65, or live off your retirement and benefits. Like, nah, honestly, especially for us African Americans, like we have the same playing grounds now as what everyone else has, and where we weren't even privy to this type of information back in when we first, like any generation before this, for that matter. And like we have the power to like increase our financial stability in America as a whole, and even just around the world in general. Because like, well, for us in particular, like African Americans, we weren't really privy to this information, like for financial education and stuff and obtaining wealth back when we were first brought over here, like in slavery times. Because back then we were the wealth. Like if you own us, like our slave owners were the ones that are wealthy, not us. Then after that, we went to like segregation times where we were separated from where the wealth was. Like the wealth was more so in the housing back at that point. That's when they started redlining and stuff and saying, okay, these areas right here, that's going to be with the black communities, and those are also the homes that are not going to be appreciating over time. And so that's basically what's systematically keeping us behind financially. And there was no internet to like teach us how to get to obtain any types of wealth. So nobody was teaching that to us. It wasn't easily accessible either. Today, like I said before, we have an even playing ground though. Like everything is accessible. We all have to. And I love. As a matter of fact, I thought of something else. My college professor back in at SFA, he used to always say, like every time we answer a question like, "Oh, I don't know how to do that," he would always respond, "Man, I have the same version of Google as everybody in here does." And basically, he was trying to instill in us, like, bro, I'm not finna handhold if we sitting here holding your hand and showing you the every which way and everything to do. Like, yes, the problem may be hard, but guess what? You can figure out how to do it. Like, it's free on the internet. Go learn and just and actually use your just search it. It's literally, you don't even have to do any work. Just search what you want, and it's like right there for the taking. Like, it just really opens your eyes up to see that it literally is right there, and all you gotta do is take heed to it.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy because I really, and you kind of just mentioned, but I really do believe that, bro. Like that the internet really leveled the playing field in a way. I know a lot of people will disagree, but you know what's new. But like think about it. No, but for real though, think about it. Like in the past, if you didn't have access to the information, then you didn't learn it. But like literally today, you can literally be born poor. You can be born to a single parent. You could be on food stamps, on WIC. You could be working minimum wage, and you could literally learn. You could have a job at Walmart, and you can learn about personal finance, stack your bread, learn about investing, and ultimately become wealthy. I mean, obviously, you have to be open-minded to understand that concept, because a lot of people will hear that and be like, no, just because they've already limited themselves from that whole believing, but that is what the internet has the ability to do. Before, if you were poor and you just didn't have it. You didn't have it. But now there's a way to get it now. There's so many ways to make money now that that's how the internet leveled the playing field. Like in a way, there's no more excuses. No more excuses just because of the internet. Seriously. This is an unprecedented time in history where you have literally access to all the information you want at your fingertips. Like, bro, imagine not taking advantage of that. Like, no matter what it is you want to do, if you had a question, any question that you have has already been answered online somewhere. Like, there is not a question you can ask about any business that you're interested in starting that hasn't already been started, that hasn't already, that question has already been asked somewhere, bro. So you have to take advantage of this times, because it's not always going to be like this. Like we talk about, the time period we're in now, and you could even look back, like, even a few years ago, whenever we heard about, the net neutrality thing and how they were getting ready to pretty much, commoditize the whole internet to where you have to pay for access to really anything, right? That, and fortunately that didn't pass, but that was possible, right? And, that's what we're going to move towards in a way. Like, the internet is super highly relative to how regulated it could be. It is very high. It's highly unregulated right now. Mm-hmm. Like, you have access to pretty much anything on the internet. Like, and it's pretty much free for most part, right? That you have to take advantage. It's not gonna be like this forever, bro. I can guarantee you we're 2020 right now. Give it in 20 years, maybe even less, a decade maybe. It's gonna be way different. Like, they're not gonna look like this. You might have to pay literally to watch a YouTube video. Mm-hmm. So now it's YouTube University all day for free. So that's kind of how we go. But so I do want to kind of transition into more so, like, not necessarily a how to, but more of a practical sort of mindset in terms of how you can do this, right? Because something y'all got to understand is that people are doing this. People are using the internet to make money. Literally, like there are 12 millionaires in the United States as of last year, as of 2019, right? And
12 million millionaires?
Yes, 12 million millionaires. Mm-hmm. So, and of those, 250,000 became millionaires in 2019 alone, right? I would, I'm not a betting man, but I would bet that most of them leveraged the internet to create their wealth in some way, right? In some way. I'm not necessarily saying they were on, the internet selling products or whatever, but in some way they leveraged the internet to create that wealth. I'm talking about of those 250,000 that became millionaires in 2019. I can bet you that, bro. Right? How do you do that? So how do you leverage the internet to create wealth? Right? The biggest thing you got to understand is that you gotta sell anything besides your time, because if you think about it, the largest limiting factor of your income is your time, because you only have so much. You only have 24 hours in a day. So that means you could literally, I mean, if you were crazy, you could work 24 hours in a day, and you would only be paid based off of what they say you are valued at, right? So that's the limiting factor in your time. I mean, on your income, because I mean, as a society, we were taught to look at money as, $30 an hour times, 40 hours in a week, instead of looking at it as $30 a product times 100 products, or 1,000 products, or 100,000 products, or 1,000,000 products, right? What's the difference? The difference is that now when you look at it in the ladder, there is no limit on the amount of money that you can earn. You have unlimited earning potential, because now you don't have to work 70 hours to earn more money. You can literally earn money in your sleep. And this is what businesses do. This is how businesses make money. I mean, if you look at a business, they're literally expected to increase their income every year. There is no cap on how much they can make. They're literally expected to increase it every year. Why? Because there are plenty of people out there that they can sell to. There's essentially an unlimited amount of people out there that they can sell products to, and people are going to keep buying products, right? So they are expected to increase their earnings. That's how you have to treat your income. We can't keep treating our income like it's like there's a cap on it, because once you have that mindset, then you literally do put a cap on it. You have to look at your income as it has unlimited potential, right? This is the new way out of slavery. Yes, working a job is essentially slavery. I know we probably gonna get a couple 2 stars for that one, but working the job, I mean, that ain't it to me. If that's what you want to do, though, that's cool. That's cool. I ain't with the bondage, but if that's what you with, then
boy, supposed to have some bondage. Yeah, bro.
I mean, I ain't judging. I got a job right now. I ain't gonna have it much longer, but I got a job right now, so it's all good. I ain't judging. But look, that's all I'm saying. Like, this is the new way out. I mean, I said it earlier. Sell anything other than your time, right? Let's just, take an example. How simple can this be? And obviously, this is super, black and white. I'm not really getting into detail, but you got to find a product that you can sell, right? You're not selling your time, so you got to find a product that you can sell. That's one way. Obviously, there's a bunch of other ways, but let's say, for example, right? Let's take an electronic skateboard, right? If you go to Alibaba.com, Alibaba is, the Asian manufacturing company that produces stuff in wholesale, in bulk. So you can go there and you can buy, I was on there right now just to do, validate these numbers before I set them. But you can go on there and buy, 10 skateboards for 10 electronic skateboards for $200 each, right? You get those 10 skateboards, that's $2,000, right? So you put 2 racks in, and you invest $2,000 to buy 10 skateboards, right? You go to Google, see how much those skateboards are retailing for. They are retailing for $450, and that was just off the first link I clicked. $450, right? So that means you could sell those skateboards that you got for $200. You can go and sell those for $450. What does that mean? That means after you pay for your shipping and your marketing costs, you will be making $200 per skateboard, right? So with that being said, what is it? How hard would it be to make $5,000 selling those skateboards? That means you only got to sell 25 skateboards to make that, right? 25 skateboards. That's, bro, 25 is not a lot. And I know a lot of people are hearing that right now, like, bro, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. But, bro, the y'all gotta put it in perspective, bro. There are 7.6 billion people on this earth. You only need 25 of them to say yes to you if you want to make 5,000, bro. Like, for real, bro. It's 7.6 billion. You only need 25, bro. You telling me you can't get 25 people to say yes, I'll buy that skateboard? For real, bro. That's really all it takes. And the problem, I think a lot of people, the reason they might not be able to like put that in perspective is because a lot of people will think about this as like, oh, I gotta go sell 25 skateboards. But they're thinking of it in a way of like, oh, they're just marketing it to their, personal network of people that they know, right? You can't focus on the people that you know, because you know a lot more, or there are a lot more people that you don't know than people that you do know. So you have to focus on those people that you do know. I mean, that you don't know, because those are the people that are going to be buying your products. You can only sell skateboards to, your friend and your cousin so many times. But
Exactly.
the millions of people out there, there's plenty of people that would be willing to spend $450 on a skateboard. I mean, that's the retail price is going for. And really, bro, like I mentioned it earlier, like we talked about earlier, there's social media. It literally gives you the ability to connect with anyone in the world. Like that's why I said social media and mobile technology is at the forefront of this fourth industrial revolution, because you have the power to talk to market to anyone in the world like never before. Literally a everyday average Joe, you could go to sell a product to someone in Australia or someone in Pakistan. You can literally do that. And there's there's so many ways to learn how to do that. So, I mean, why would you not be trying to sell these people something? That's why I said it's like, bro, this is unprecedented time. Like, how could you not take advantage of this, right? So, but like I said, I know there's a lot of people, I already know what y'all are thinking, I can't do this. And I mean, if you're thinking that, then you're probably right, because with that mentality, that you can't. I can guarantee you can't. So, I mean, and you probably think that because you don't know where to start. That's probably the biggest reason that most people are probably thinking that. But remember, that's why we're talking about this today. You have the internet. You have the ability to learn how to do this, right? YouTube University, Drive Time U, all these places. These are places you can Drive Time U is the time in your car.
Yeah.
The average person spends 152 hours per year in their car. Bro, that's 19 full work days. How many? Bro, that's almost a full semester of coursework, bro, that you could get. I don't know, I'm throwing that number out there. I don't know if it is. But 152 hours is a lot of time to learn. Bro, you telling me you can't learn how to market a product in 152 hours? That's a lot of time to learn how to do something. And then you got YouTube University, which I said earlier, it ain't gonna be free forever. It ain't gonna be the way it is forever. So, bro, like, come on, bro. Come on.
Oh. You honestly, when you said Drive Time U, I just wanted to go back to, because you remember I posted a post on our page a while back talking about you have enough time, and the top comments were all talking about how much their commute time to work was. I should just start commenting on all those Drive Time U. Hashtag Drive Time U.
Bro,
like, bro, people make any excuse, and they can literally utilize their excuse to help them gain this knowledge, bro. Like YouTube University, you keep on saying that. I'm like, bro, when you think back to how we first started learning about everything that we're doing, everything that we're saying on this podcast, it was derived from either Google or YouTube or some type of search engine. Like back when we were learning about real estate, what were we doing? Listening to podcasts. And we were trying to figure out how to do DIY work on our houses. What were we doing? YouTube videos. Trying to figure out what books to read next. Search Google. Literally type in best blank book, best real estate book, best stock book, best sales book, anything like you want. It's that simple. And people are like, it's too hard. Nope. Nobody. Like, it's literally 3 words which you got to type in order to get a whole bunch of results. Like you don't have to go to the library no more to figure out how, like, if you like a book or not. Literally all you say is this such and such book reviews. You got 50 reviews just like that. It's how much easier do you got to make it for somebody just to say, you know what, let me use that. Like, I don't know. Matter of fact, another one. Bro, have you seen the website that Money Monopolizer has? Like, do you see how nice that website is, bro?
Oh yeah, I seen it.
How'd you make that?
Man, you know what? I honestly, I took a course at YouTube University, bro.
Dang, they teach that too.
They taught me web design, bro. They taught me web design.
They can teach you how to do web design. Like, bro,
I had never done it a day in my life.
Just from the ground up. And now, if anybody hasn't seen moneymonopolizers.com, go check that website out. That website is like top of the line. When I first saw that website, I dang near fell out. I'm like, bro, how did you learn how to make that YouTube top?
Bro, it's real though. Like, y'all gotta understand, bro. It's all the information is out there. Like, I just don't get, like, because we see it all the time. People just want to be spoon fed. And it's like, bro, like, we'll post something on the IG account, and somebody will comment and be like, but how do I do that? And it's like, bro, I'm just putting the seed in your head, bro. I'm not gonna get in the comments and teach you how to go invest in real estate, bro. First of all, I got a whole podcast out there with 10 hours of information for literally you to learn how to invest in real estate. And it's like, bro, you still asking me, like, you on the wrong search engine, bro. Stop searching Instagram and go search Google.
Can you please hold my hand and show me every step of the way? That's really preferable. Thank you.
Bro, they might as well just say that, bro. Just come out and say that, bro. It'll be a lot easier. But there's so many things in my life that I never knew how to do that. I mean, I just went on YouTube and I learned it. Like I could literally put skills on my resume and put education YouTube University. So that's just what it is. That's honestly what it is. And it's free, bro. That's the craziest thing. Like, God, I'm so great. Like, I was reading this book called what's it called? Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. And he talks to we've had this conversation before, but he talks about a lot about being born like in the time period that you're born in. Like, that's a big reason a lot of the most successful people, or a lot of the people that society considers outliers, are successful. Like I mean, you look at Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, right? They were born in the mid 50s. So by the time they were like 21, they were like bright peak age, not too old, not too young, but peak age to take advantage of that, third industrial revolution, essentially, which was computerization and the advancement of computers. Like, they were born at peak time. You look at like the Vanderbilts and the Carnegies and the Rockefellers, they were born, whatever, 1800s. But by the time they were like, a certain age, it was like right in the midst of the industrial revolution, and they were able to capitalize on that, right? That's the time period that we are in now. Like, bro, it's crazy because like we can think about like in a few years or in 50 years, you're gonna think about the kids that's gonna be born in 50 years. They're gonna be like, dang, bro, if I was born 50 years ago, sheesh, bro, that'd be crazy. Whenever the internet was brand new and like you could literally, and everybody who didn't like know how to use it, because in 50 years it's gonna be wrapped. If you don't know how to use it in 50 years, everybody gonna already know how to use it. So you already too late. But if you learn now and you learn how to leverage it to make money, oh man, you are setting yourself up for success. I promise.
Bro, like I'm thinking now, because you talking about how people like weren't born in this time period. Because there's been so many people who are like older than us, about like in their 50s and 60s. They like, bro, I wish y'all were around when I was y'all age. And what are they basically saying? They want to be born in this time period where all this free stuff is available. That's why if y'all not taking advantage of this, y'all are doing yourself a true disservice, because people who are like 30, 40 years older than y'all are wishing that they had y'all age right now, so they can take full advantage of it to its fullest potential and reap all the benefits by the time they are the age that they currently are now. It's like, and it's just, you really just got to take advantage of it, because people who are older than you, they can see that like what they're missing out on because they weren't born at this age.
Bro, that's facts. And like, bro, this the beautiful thing about it is that there's like so many ways to make money on the internet that you don't literally even need to be doing anything you don't want to do. You can literally do the things you enjoy doing, right? So like, I mean, we do this podcast, and it's like right now it's like we just doing it just because we enjoy doing it, right? But like, of course, y'all can book it. This will be monetized in sometime in the near future. Y'all can book that. So enjoy this right now while there's no ads on here. But just saying.
Just gonna put that out there.
I'm just saying. In a few, who knows what 2020 got in store. But I'm just like, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Like, and even look, bro, even besides that, like when I talk about in regards to the podcast, episode 17, I put out an investment opportunity for people to invest in our real estate business, right? Whatever. I just put it out. I got from that 2 people to invest already. 2 people that said that, I don't even know if I told you about this, but 2 people that said that they were interested in investing. One person that lived in New York and another person that lived over here that had heard the podcast. And it's like, bro, I didn't even have to do anything to get those people. All I did was do what I was going to do anyway. And those people came to me. And how is that? That's literally because of the internet. I didn't do that. Like, bro, I didn't even have to exert any energy to go get those people, and it's gonna sit there forever. That is like another beautiful thing. I can go on and on about the internet. It's like the fact that especially when you look at YouTube and like any sort of like content creation website where like you can like spend the time up front to do something and you will see the benefits forever. Because it's like once you put out a YouTube video, the views is gonna keep coming forever. Like it's not like there's a cap on it. Like they gonna keep coming forever. So you can put out a video a year ago and you had spent 2-3 hours working on that video, and you gonna see a ridiculous return on that time, because that if the views keep going up, you're gonna keep making money, right? And that's just kind of how it is. So, bro, like there's so many ways to you take something that you enjoy doing and just literally monetize it, because it's that easy. Like for real, like if you enjoy working out, literally go freaking record a video of yourself, showing how to perform 5 different exercises. Go create a workout plan in PDF format. Go create a meal plan, and then go to a fitness Instagram page that has like 100K followers and pay them to advertise it. Brand that whole thing, sell the package for $25, and see how many sales you can make off of that. I can guarantee you're gonna make a few. And you didn't even do nothing. You didn't have to spend no money on that. You made a video, you created a PDF, and you created another PDF. And okay, you paid for the marketing, but that's whatever. You paid them $50 and you make 2 sales and you already got your money back. Like there's so many ways. Like I had posted on the Instagram. Go to the Nike outlet, buy the shoes with the largest. And this is literally something I was thinking about doing when we had went over there. Buy the shoes with the largest difference in the retail price versus the sale price. Resell them on Amazon or some sort of website online to sell shoes, bro. There's so many ways. If you like to cook, go to Airbnb, host cooking classes at your house. Anything, bro. Like use the internet to your advantage, bro. There's something that you're good at that you probably haven't thought of monetizing yet. Seriously, like there's something that you are good at that someone can see value in and is willing to pay for if you put it out there in a way that was appealing to them, right? It's just a matter of thinking about what that is. Like I said, we're not going to sit here and tell you what you need to do. We're just putting a seed in your head, and I want it to germinate into something. But bro, like, I don't know, bro. If you aren't using the internet in some way to make money, I can guarantee you're going to be left behind. Like I said, bro, in 50 years, the people that, is going to be those kids that are going to be born, they're literally going to be born into a different period than we are even being born into now. Like we have an advantage now, but like in the future, like it's kind of like, I don't know, it's going to be a lot more competitive, I think. And that's just with everything. Like once things become more commonplace, they become more competitive. So you got to catch when it's early, which is right now. Like we might not realize it, but the internet is still literally like, I mean, it's barely older than us. Like the internet is like barely like by a year older than us, like the internet as we know today. So, I mean, that's just all it is. So, I mean, with that being said, there's so many things to do on the internet right now that like it's so easy to get caught into that trap of using the internet to actually, like I would say probably what's a nice way to put this to decrease the quality of your life as opposed to advance the quality of your life, right? Because I mean, if you're not watching how you're using the internet, then you can literally fall victim to some a lot of bad things. Like I don't know how to put that, but I mean, think, bro. One day the kids in the future, bro, like they're gonna read about how the internet created thousands of millionaires in the 2020s, and they're gonna learn how anyone could leverage the internet to create wealth, right? And what your great grandchildren, what are they gonna do? They're gonna go search online, find your social media account, and say, "Dang, bro, we could have really been rich if great grandpa would have took advantage, bro." But dang, bro, man, he really did like them big booties and memes, though. It's booties, bro. Bro, it's a shame he missed all the opportunities, bro. But damn, bro, he really did like arguing with people online and gossiping about sports, bro. He really did enjoy doing that. Man, bro, it's a shame he missed all them opportunities, bro. It's a shame, bro. We could have been rich, bro. Great grandkids gonna be flaming you because you didn't take advantage.
That's a sad truth, honestly, bro, because there's so like the internet is so many opportunities, but people just waste it away, just mindlessly scrolling through Twitter, Instagram, just looking at double tapping big booties, like you said, or just whatever it may be. They're not adding value to their life though at the end of the day, and that's the sad thing about it. And while the internet is expanding, it's also becoming more regulated and restrictive. So if y'all are not capitalizing on it now, it's only going to get worse. Like, well, it's not necessarily worse, but it's not really going to be as free as it currently. Like Alex said earlier, you may have to pay for YouTube videos eventually. You see ads popping up left and right now that you can't even skip no more. Like it's getting worse and worse. And I'm thinking on multiple aspects though, not even just with YouTube, but like with Instagram. How many posts have we been denied because of certain regulations and restrictions? Like as far as trying to promote our posts and branch out our outreach, we've probably been denied like 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times on different promotions for what? It's little things, political views that are within it. The worst one is freaking too many words in this post. Like, bro, little things like that's gonna be more prominent as we continue on because it's becoming more restrictive. Even like with going back to YouTube, I've seen YouTubers that every time they hear a song pop up, they are rushing like, oh shoot, no, you gotta take that song off because of copyright reasons. Because if they had the lyrics in there, that's gonna be a copyright violation. They have to back in 2017 or 18. They had to stop cussing so much. Like one of the YouTubers that I watch, he cusses profusely, and he had to start like bleeping them all out, and it started affecting his views and everything. So I think he might have been like the one exception, but most of them had to stop using profound language. Yeah. Even if you consider like Reddit streams or like a matter of fact, when you search illegal movies on Google, those have started to be like removed and everything too. And I've searched it before myself just to see what it shows. If you scroll to the bottom, if you search like watch this movie online free, scroll to the bottom and look what it says. It'll say, in response to multiple complaints we received under the U.S. Digital Millennium Copyright Act, we have removed such and such results from this page, such and such being like the numbers, so like 11, 15, whatever. And that's just showing you how the internet is becoming more and more regulated, because 5 years ago, that wouldn't have been there. All the search results would have been there for free. Yep. But this is where we're moving toward now.
Yep. So, bro, you gotta take advantage. And just to comment on that whole, talking about YouTube and Instagram, bro, y'all gotta understand, once you are on, Instagram or YouTube or one of these privately owned social media websites or whatever the case may be, you gotta understand they have the right to do that. That's they own that. So any amount of if you have 3 million followers on Instagram or whatever the case may be, or YouTube, you don't own those followers. They actually own those followers. You just have access to them and you have the rights to them because you're the one that they follow. But they can literally take your whole following away from you. So that's why you have to be cognizant of you have to be cognizant of owning something, right? Like the people that own Facebook and the people that, well, they own Instagram too, but like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those things, they're like, those people that own it have the right to, create any sort of, or create the content that they want and put it out there how they want. But anyone that's using it doesn't have the right to do that, right? But that's kind of like more tertiary level. Just simple level, like, bro, just use the internet to make money. That's the biggest key. Right. Like you got to have multiple sources of income. We cannot be relying on one source of income. That's so 2000, bro. We gotta, it's 2020, bro. It's multiple sources of income, bro. Like, come on now. We making money in our sleep in 2020 and beyond. Everybody that's listening to this, you will make money in your sleep in sometime in the future soon.
Yeah, I'm just going to wrap it up, bro. But like, I think the whole takeaway from this thing, take action like right now, bro. This is the time to be taking action, creating your own streams of income. Like you have all the accessibility to get all the knowledge that you need in order to be successful at. And this is, like you said, this is 2020. It's not 2010s, not 2000s, bro. 2020s, we have all the resources that we need in order to get started. You may not have the monetary resources, but you have the knowledge. The knowledge is what you really need at the end of the day, because with the knowledge, you can then find people who have the money, or you can just find different resources from just having the knowledge, because somebody may tell you how to find the resources just from searching it. Like, it's honestly there's I don't know, there's so much you can find on the internet, and you'll realize that you don't need as much as you think you need just to get started on the road to success.
Yeah.
And so I just want to end with this, like in 2020 and beyond, you want to know what the biggest limit is going to be to somebody's success? It's going to be them, like themselves, like, because it's going to be a want to thing. It's like, do you want to be successful? If you do, you're going to find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. And like Alex mentioned earlier, one day them grandchildren going to be looking back at you, going to find your profile, but like, bro, could have been millionaires, my dude. He had all this free knowledge out there. Bro, what the freak was you doing looking at big booties? That's what you was doing. Don't let this be you, bro. Don't miss out on your opportunities, man. Like, it's here for the taking. Take advantage of it.
Hey, man. And that's all it is, bro. We're going to just leave it on that note. But yeah, that's it for this episode of the Money Monopolizers podcast. New episodes will be released every Thursday and will be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Just search Money Monopolizers. We won't even be releasing episodes every Thursday. We can't even keep on saying that. But just search Money Monopolizers wherever you listen to podcasts. We hope you learned something of value today. If you did, we'd appreciate if you rated it 5 stars and left us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can also find out more info about us on Twitter at the Monopolizers or on IG at Money Monopolizers. We post informative content on there that'll keep you engaged. So check that out and share those posts. But until then, we out of here.
You've been listening to the Money Monopolizers podcast, helping you take control of your financial destiny. To learn more about how you can be in control of your money, visit moneymonopolizers.com. We'll catch you next time when Alex and Marlon share more personal finance and wealth creation tips with you. Now it's time to take action.